Good morning. Today our lesson is also about pie charts, but it's an extension for the previous lesson. We have also to work out the size of sectors and to find the amount in each sector in a pie chart by their angles or by the percentage given. Now let's start our lesson by doing this exercise to refresh our memory about what we studied before. Zaid did a survey of the favorite pie filling in his class of 40 pupils. Here are his results. He gave the results in a table and he wanted to construct a pie chart from this table. But to do this, he wants to find the angle he has to draw to represent the apple filling. So what I want is the apple filling. I will look at the table. The apple filling, the number, the frequency, it means the number is 16. And of course you have to know the total number, which is 40. So to do this, to find this angle, I have to write my own fraction. What is this fraction? It's 60 out of 40 times 360. Why did I multiply by 360? Because my aim is to find the angle. So you can find this by either writing 16 over 40 as a decimal part, a decimal number, or you can do it by simplifying. So if you want to simplify, you will notice that 16 and 40 are divisible by 8, so it's going to give you 2 over 5 times 360. Also, 360 is divisible by 5, so when you cross them, you are going to get 72. So 2 times 72 is 144, and that's my answer. The pie chart shows the holiday activities or destinations of 180 children. When we said the word 180 children, it means he gave you the total number. When you look at the pie chart, he asked you how many children went to France. When I look at the pie chart as a sector for France, it's 120 degrees. We are dealing here with degrees, so the total number that I have to use it in writing the fraction is 360 degrees, the full rotation. So 120 divided by 360 times 180. As I said before, to get this answer, you can convert the fraction part into a decimal number or by simplifying. Here, if I wanted to divide 120 by 360, we will get 0.3333, which is a repeated decimal. So I prefer to write it as a simplified number. Then you'll get 1 over 3. 1 over 3 times 180 is 60 children. Now, how many children went to Disney World? When you look at the sector, the yellow sector, you'll find 96 degrees. 96 degree, I have to write it as a fraction, which is out of 360 degrees times 108. In order not to convert to decimal number, I found that the easiest way to do this calculation is to divide by 2, 96 over 360. I got 48 over 180, and then I simplified the final answer to get 48 children. In this exercise, we are going to know how many megaliters of water there were in the reservoirs of England. To solve this, two students did their own table. Hamdan and Hazza, we are going to see it later. Each one represented the pie chart by a table. In this exercise, Hamdan chose to represent it by angles, and Hazza wanted to represent it by percentage. So let's compare their results together. When we want to look at England, the degrees is 238. The angle is 238. Since he gave you the angle, you have to write it over the total number, which is 360. And then you multiply it by 634. Why 634? Because if you look at the table, you will find that the total number is 634 megaliters. To do this, I said before, you can simplify or write the fraction as a decimal. If we wrote it as a decimal, it's 0.66, and then multiply it by 634 to get 418.4. He wants you to round it to two significant figures. When you look, where is the two significant figures? It means 1. You look after 1, it's 8 greater than 5, so you round up. So it's gonna be 420 megaliters. Now let's check Hazzaz's results. As you notice, he represented the table by percentage. Now, since we want to find how many megaliters of water in England, so we will take the percentage of England. What's a percentage? It means over 100, so it's already represented as a fraction. 66 over 100 can be easily written as a decimal number, which is 0.66. And then you will multiply it by the total number as usual, which is 634. We got this answer. To round it to two significant figures, we will get 420. So both of them, the students who who wrote it as angles and the students who used percentage, both of them got the same results. Now let's do another exercise about percentage and pie charts. Hamdan's high school surveyed 250 graduating seniors about what college they plan to attend. His results are shown in the pie chart here. Then, how many students plan to attend Abu Dhabi University? When you look at Abu Dhabi University sectors, you are going to get 18%. So, what's the meaning of 18%? It's 0.18. multiplied by the total number, which is 250, to get 45 students going to Abu Dhabi University. Now here, what is the angle measurement of the Abu Dhabi University section? To make the measurement, you are going to say 0.18, you multiply it by 360. Because that's the total number of degrees in a pie chart, you will get 64.8 degrees. How many students plan to attend Ajman University? Students are going to attend Ajman University. You'll look at Ajman sector, you will find 26%. 26% is 26 over 100. I can easily write it as a decimal part, which is 0.26 times the total number 250 to get 65 students. Now what is the angle measurement? Since I am talking about angle measurement, then here I have to multiply by the total, which is 360 to get 93.6 degrees. So you multiply by the total depending on what thing you have to do. If you have to find the number of students, you multiply it by the total number of students. If you want to find the angle, you multiply it by the total number of full rotation. Now let's summarize the steps to do while having angles. First, how many degrees are in a circle? It's 360. Now, how do you find the amount or number of each section of a pie chart having angles? You will bring the angle and you will write it over 360. So the first step, after you do the fraction, you will change the fraction part to a decimal or simplify. Then you multiply by the total that you are given. For example, here is my fraction part. The angle was 90. I put it over 360 and I multiply it by the total given to me. Now, let's summarize the steps to do while having percentage based on these two questions. How do you find the angle measure of each section of a pie chart having percentage? To find the angle measure, I have to know that how many degrees are in a circle is 360, so that's our total number. Then step 1, I'll change the percentage of the section to a decimal and then I multiply it by 360. Why multiplied by 360? Because he asked you about the angle measure, so that's the total number of the angle measured. How do you find the amount or number of each section of a pie chart having percentage? Step 1, change the percentage of the section to a decimal and then multiply by the total that you are given. That's your assignment for today. Thank you for listening.